Hey, hey, yeah.
What does this dance mean?
Yo, I get my piano, but I don't know what it means.
Do you know?
Ne?
No, I don't know. I don't know. It's just a dance for now. I don't know.
Now talking about role models and stuff. Tell me, do you have a role model or do you have someone that you look up to that inspires you? And how has that person actually infected your life, if I may say?
So I have a role model. I don't know.
I know one. I know one.
Okay.
Pastor Art.
I think Pastor Art is all of everybody who has is their role model.
Yeah.
I think he's a role model, but then yeah.
But who is your role model?
I don't know. Okay, I would say my mother because she's a hard worker. My mom is she's a hard worker. She loves people, and she's somebody that when people like need something, they know her. You know, I've seen that with her brother and her brothers, her sisters. When they need something, they'll always go back to her. When they need advice, they would go to her. You know, she's the pillar of the family. And, you know, sometimes I would feel people are taking advantage of her. I would feel like they maybe mistreating her, and she would always tell me that, you know, even if they take advantage of me, it's fine. Like, God always blesses me even when they take advantage of me, and we always lack nothing because of how much, like, she's a giver. So the way she gives, you know, she gives to a point where sometimes it isn't unfair that she gave, but then we'll never go at the place where we lack something because of her giving. So I think she's my role model because she's strong, she's a giver, she's loving, she's a pillar. Whenever people are going through something, they always go to her. She's like a prayer warrior. So her colleagues sometimes would call her, and when they have challenges, and she would pray with them, and she would always give them great advice. And she also gives me great advice. Me and my mom, she's very strict, so we actually did not have like a transparent relationship because she was like very strict. But now that I'm grown, I'm able to go to her and talk to her about everything. And, you know, like, because at first I was like, if I tell her this, what is she going to think? Because she's strict, maybe she's gonna look at it as like anything. But then now I can tell her everything, and she does give good advice. She's really, really a pillar. And like, my mom is a single parent. She's been there for me, and she even paid my fees, go varsity, you know, even if she did not earn that much, but she made sure that I would look like other kids in varsity. People would ask me that, do you work, because maybe sometimes they get a certain item and they would ask me, are you working?
Like, I think it's because of the drip, you know. I think it was because of the drip.
So yeah, they would ask, like, how come, like, my mom is paying my fees and I can still dress well, like I still have money to carry to varsity and all that. So yeah, yeah.
But to a degree, I don't blame them asking like how, you know what I mean? I mean, if really to and then you know, and then we're not on straight, I would ask myself, why is it slippery? You know, because of the drip. It can only be the drip.
Right.
Okay.
Orale surprise guest.
Okay.
What are you?
Right.
I think I know.
The producer.
Surprise guest.
We are waiting for I think we must turn the page.
Yeah, you must go to the next page. connecting audio. Surprise guest. We are also surprised. Mr. Producer,
Yeah,
don't
but
host us like
I would like to know. You said you live in a small city, like in a small town, right?
Yeah.
In terms of like what is this? Shopping centers, and do you get to are you exposed to all the essential needs that you could possibly find? Is it, because you spoke about water, you spoke about all these things, like, do you have, and what do you think should be changed
Okay.
or should be done,
It's a very small town, eh? So basically there are no shopping centers. Like there's no ShopRite, there's no Spar, there's no the only shop that like that the place has that people know of is Pep Store. And there are Chinese stores where we buy food. So we basically buy food in Bloem and then we hike to Herzogsville with our food because there's no transport as well from here to Herzog, so we have to hike. So yeah, there's no shopping centers and
surprise.
What does this dance mean?
Yo, I get my piano, but I don't know what it means.
Do you know?
Ne?
Those parties.
No, I don't know. I don't know. It's just a dance for now. I don't know. Oh.
Okay, just to keep everybody up to speed. Auspakisi, can you please just introduce yourself to the people, tell them what you do and where you're from, just in a brief minute or so.
Okay, hi guys. I was bombing your interview. That's what I do. I do the unexpected.
Well, welcome.
Mosa knows me very well.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I'm a police officer. I work. Yeah. Order police. It's another umbrella of SAPS.
Okay. Well,
that's awesome. That's awesome. Now, Auspakisi, we've been asking Mosa here about how is everything affected in terms of workplace and how.
Sorry, Kolani. Sorry, Kolani. Ne ke re Mosa like seeng a dumedise fela o tla letla mo botsa afterwards.
All right.
I just wanted to show the vibe.
Yeah.
I'll see you later. Nageza test drive.
All right.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Mosa, bye.
Bye.
Hamba namapuri.
Ay.
Hamba namapuri. Nene se ke mkena. Ne se ke mo khatha, ke mo dissector, ke bula di insights ke batla bona hore o tshwaretseng hantle.
Oh, don't cut her off.
Why bona mara? Yes, Mzu.
I don't have like facts, but this is based on feelings. All right, how I feel. I feel like teachers in South Africa, are underappreciated. they're undervalued, you know, and they are not as, for a lack of a better word, as respected as they should. Their profession, that is. Right? It was hard today because, I mean, someone had to teach me, and that person was a teacher, right?
Yeah.
Or rather, I'm more eloquent even in my own home language because there was a teacher who had to teach me even how to write.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Of which brings me to the question for you personally. Obviously, you are in these shoes. You know, what's the biggest misconception that people, the society, have about the society? The society. What's the biggest misconception that the society have about teachers or the education sector system, if you may so put it?
Okay. I think the misconception they have is the fact that we're doing this for the money, you know. If we were doing this for the money, I don't think we would be teachers. We would be something else because it's not like we're getting paid enough for the work that we are doing. But rather, it is a calling. It's something that you love doing. I mean, you are dealing with people's futures. You are dealing with young ones, you know, you're dealing with shaping how kids look at themselves as well, because you're not just a teacher, but you are everything. You are the nurse. If they're sick, you have to be a nurse in class. If they're going through emotional or mental abuse, physical abuse, you have to step in as a social worker. So basically, we don't just teach, but we actually help out when in all the areas of a child's life. Because if you can see, or there's a child who is being abused, you can't just turn a blind eye. You have to address that in order for the child to be able to learn effectively. If a child is not like, if a child is hungry and they are not well fed, you need to address that, give the child food before you can teach the child. So you can't just overlook certain things and think, you know what, I'm a teacher, I'm just here to teach. There are things that you have to actually address as a teacher so that the child can function or give their best ability in learning. Because sometimes kids, it's not that a child is dumb, it's the fact that maybe there are certain things that are happening in the child's life that are actually keeping the child from giving their best. So as a teacher, you need to figure that out. You need to observe your learners, know your learners, in order for you to be able to reach their full potential. So majority of time, people think that we're only in it for the money, and we are not. We are in it because we love doing this. And sometimes in class, you can't just overlook that and say, hey, department less money. But if you have the money, you have to buy the child shoes, because at that moment. Okay, well, you can't say, but then why is the parents not buying the shoes? But at that moment, there's a need. You need to meet that need as the teacher. So we meet needs that goes beyond teaching. We meet needs that are emotionally, socially. We meet needs that are physically. You need to love them, because sometimes kids act up because they're not getting attention at home. They don't get enough love at home. Now they're acting up in class because they want your attention. So you have to also observe that and give love where love is needed. So yeah, we are everything, Kilabon, I would like to think, that is needed at that specific time.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, I see your passion behind teaching. I see that you're not just a teacher because you wanted to, like the way you give out answers and the way you express when you talk about your kids and your job is really, really heartwarming, because you can see the passion inside you. What I would like to know, actually, what I would like to know is that what drove you into teaching? What made you say you want to do teaching as a profession? Just in conclusion, let's hear from you.
Okay. Basically, like, Babuila, I go to CRC. So before, I was in Kids Church, I was serving in Kids Church. So I always wanted to work with kids, but then I didn't know what to do. Like there's social worker, there's teaching, there's a lot of things when it comes to working with kids. And then I went to Kids Church, and then we started teaching kids the Word of God. And I was like, you know what? Like, wow, I can do this. Like, I'm doing this great. Because at first I was very shy. I was very, very shy. I was insecure. But then when I was in Kids Church, when I was teaching the kids, I could see that, you know what, like this, like I am not insecure when I'm in front of these kids. I can give my best. I can be transparent. I can be naked in front of them. I can be a fool in front of them and still feel like Mosa, you know, I am. So yeah, it started first in Kids Church. The love that I had for kids started in Kids Church, and when I saw that I love teaching, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna study teaching. So it started there from Kids Church. So Kids Church influenced my decision of studying education. Yeah.
Okay. I would like to know, you started teaching in 2017, right?
Yeah.
I think between 2017, obviously you live far away from home. 2017, you started doing teaching. 2010, mid 2018 and 2019, right?
Mm-hmm.
Being a teacher was one of the most, it is like you were putting your life at risk, right?
Yeah.
How different were the circumstances and where you teach? What is it called? Hillsville, Kabaking?
Yeah, real.
Hillsville, yeah. How different was it from here? And obviously, how would the Banabawa do know? But did it matter?
What was what was the question? Did what matter?
Okay, in 2018, you started in 2017, mid 2018 to 2019, right? To be a teacher, it was a bit of a risk because it was dangerous, right? Teachers were humiliated by students.
Oh,
Even the society, you know what I mean? Students were hitting students were hitting teachers and whatnot. You know, did that motivate you as a teacher, or did that discourage you in some sort? I mean, you're here, but did that like motivate you or encourage you in some way? Because obviously you're teaching kids that are not obviously that would not put your life in danger, but then you have to prepare them for high school life, you know. So yeah, could you kindly take us through that period?
Okay, I think like you said, I teach grade 3 learners, so they're not that much of a threat to us because I mean we are older than them, and there's a lot of respect when it comes to that. But then we deal with parents now. When you're teaching grade 3 learners, you deal with people, you know, and they feel like you're not gonna. Maybe they'll try to challenge you. They'll try to come to school and fight you for things that are unreasonable. They'll feel like maybe you are mistreating their kids, and they'll, you know. So now with us, we deal more with the parents. The danger side is the parents. I had one of my colleagues' name. One of the parents came with a knife to school. They wanted to stab her at school. So we deal with such things. But then when it comes to like, I feel like every job has its advantages and disadvantages. Name. So such things should not discourage you, but those things are things that it should encourage you even more to want to change how our learners think, because we shape them at the foundation phase. So when I speak something negative upon a young child, they end up believing that when they go to high school, mentality, you know what, I'm a failure, or I am, because sometimes with people with Satan, you know, they would go out, okay, so I'm gonna raise like Satani. So what we say at the foundation level is very important. I believe we should speak life into their lives so that they can see themselves with the positive angle that you are speaking in their lives. When they go to high school, it's much better because now they know how to behave. We shape them. So, but then as well, because I believe other kids have bad backgrounds. So if we teachers and parents can work together and help each other when it comes to that, it would be very bad. Because even when a child is wrong, they'll come for it. But then they would always blame the teachers for their children's misbehavior. Instead of working with the teachers.
Sorry to cut you short. Xolani would like to say something.
Okay.
I'm sorry to cut you short, but we are running out of time actually because this is a pre-recorded thing. Thank you for allowing to share your knowledge and your experience with us. Thank you for actually joining us in this conversation that we had. It was really, really nice talking to you and get to see how passionate you are with your career, which is made me want to ask myself and like, what am I doing with my life? But thank you very much. We hope we can do this again and you can join us with a proper setting this time. Sitting all down together after this whole pandemic. Yeah, that's all that we had actually.
Hey.